Hello YouTube and welcome back to Fire Gaming Project. So in today's short video, I'll be doing a review of Arataki Itto, and I know this is basically the last day of his banner, as you can see already. He'll be leaving tomorrow, and so I just want to quickly get this done. Also, yeah, because I was building him, and I feel like he's built to a certain level where, I feel comfortable with him, so let's just get to it, shall we? Okay, so awesome, he's an awesome Geo and defense DPS Claymore character, and we already know that. He's cool in terms of his persona and everything like that, so there's nothing more to it. Now, I will say though, was he a must pull? I'll be honest with you, not really. And I already said that before he was released, and I stand by it now after having used him pretty well. Like, as you can see, I'm up to companionship level 6 already with him. I've been using him pretty significantly. I do enjoy his gameplay, but I'll be honest with you, I do prefer, from the Claymore characters, I prefer Eula because she's faster. I just don't like the Claymore characters in general. Now, that may be an unpopular opinion, but I just feel like they're just very slow and clunky. So I do prefer Eula's gameplay more because she's the fastest of all the Claymore characters. But that does not mean that Arataki Itto is not a good, solid Claymore DPS character for your team or your roster, okay? It's just that I just prefer Eula more, that's all. Now, this is not about comparing them, so I'll just quickly show this here. Yeah, like, basically, like, my crit damage could be higher, but that's also because I did not get his weapon for him, okay? As you guys know, I just went with what I had, and I already had the Enforged, as you guys already know, maybe. I got this during the Engulfing Lightning, and I finally found a owner for it. This is not his best, and I've done a video before comparing the Enforged with the Redhorn Stone Thresher. Now, I already mentioned to people that I'm still going to just give him this Enforged, which is what I did. I did not pull on the weapon banner at all, and I'm okay with this decision, because he will be shielded whether from Crystal for when he generates it himself, or if I have him with Zhongli, then he will get shield, so he can still get this buff. I feel that's okay. For artifacts, his best in slots, set is the Husk of Opulent Dreams. Obviously, it was made and designed for him, so obviously we have to go with the 4-piece set here, and I did maximize them to level 20 to maximize on his damage. So here I gave him the ones with lots of defense substats. So he's very similar to Albedo in that aspect. However, Albedo is built differently though. Albedo, and even Goro in my previous video right before this, because they're more like support characters, you would want the defense to be the main stat. You could definitely give him a defense main stat here too, but I ended up getting a attack piece for this Opulent Dreams and I didn't want to farm it again, so I just gave him this. But I can see some people getting away with a defense main stat, and that's okay too, right? Because that will just help double down on it a little bit more. If I was to get a defense substat Sands in the future, I might, main stats Sands piece, I may replace this. We'll see, right? And then the Geo damage bonus, of course, because he's Geo. And then a crit rate, because I wanted his crit rate high, of course. And then I just wanted to make sure that I balanced having some defense on there. As you can see, my pieces are not all the greatest either. I did not heavily farm that dungeon, as you guys know already. You know me, I don't like to do too much. So I just did enough just to get something going. So this kind of quite copium. It's C0. I don't recommend, I wouldn't say that I don't recommend, but I would just say it's not necessary to get any constellations for him or any other 5-star character technically, but up to you. So this one will just give him an extra stack of super strength up front. This one will decrease the cooldown, right? And then this is plus 3 levels. Then this one is basically all nearby party members will gain 20% defense and 20% attack, okay? So it's like a nice buff, but it's not necessary because to get the C4 is quite a big investment. C5 is plus 3 levels, and C6, basically he gets plus 70% crit damage when he does charge attacks, and he has a 50% chance to not consume any stacks of this of his superlative super strength. Okay, talent-wise, I am trying to get him to 888, but right now I'm just a little bit short, and that's okay. It's not a big deal. So I got him to 8, 7, and 8, and that's okay. A lot of your damage will come from the normal attack, so if you guys really love him, I recommend bringing him up as high as possible. You don't have to crown him necessarily unless you love him, but you can bring him to like 8 or 9, and that's reasonable. The cow is actually quite useful because it gives a big skill damage up front, and I think it's okay, but it's up to you because it is another taunting E skill like many other characters that we have already, and sometimes the taunting E skills are not necessarily the ones that you need to have too high levels for. So that's totally understandable. If you want to leave this at a level 6, which is what I contemplated as well, I would be fine with that too. I think that's good. I could have left it at 6 too, but I want to make it consistent and just be 888. Obviously, the bulk of his damage comes from the ult, and you definitely want to level this up, basically to as high as possible. And I'm not sure how much more I'm going to use him after I get him to companionship level 10, so I'm going to leave him at 888 for now. But if in the future I really like him or have nothing else better to do, I might bring him up to 999 potentially. But he's not one of those, like, I'll be honest, he's not a character that I'm like super in love with. I do like his character design and personality and storyline. I actually really enjoyed his storyline quest. However, I don't know that I would use him enough to really want him to be like level 999. Whereas some of the other characters, even though I don't use them that often, but I do use them for certain specific uses, like the Abyss or certain challenges or certain team comps. So for those reasons, because they have I have my go-to characters, therefore I would still give them 999 in that case, or even crown some of them, right? Some of their skills. But in this case, I don't feel that he needs to be crowned unless he's like your main character, or that you love him so much that you use him in all of your team comps. I'm only using him until level 10 companionship, and then I'm swapping him out. Okay. So with this first talent, he gets a little bit of extra attack speed and increases his resistance to interruption, and some slash attacks. Sorry, it's just attack speed. Sorry, I was reading it wrong. Just attack speed. This one is damage is increased by 35% of his defense. So yes, definitely if I had given him maybe a defense main piece stance, he'll have even more damage, and that's okay. I'm okay with my decision for now. Again, if I get better pieces, I can redo it later, because the attack piece can be given to somebody else, right? There are other characters that can use the Opulent Dreams Husk set now, so it's fine. Like Noelle, Albedo, right? You know, like lots of characters, so it's not a big deal now. And then 25% to get extra wood. Okay. Oh, and also for anyone who is curious, I think for my Goro video, I did not actually show his stats. I'm sorry. So in case you're wondering, so this is just to quickly show that here. I didn't show this screen, but I did show all the other screens. So, okay. Anyway, with that being said, let's just get to it. I'm going to swap to Zhongli, and with the 3 characters here, I'm going to use Itto to buff my, use Goro to buff my GEO team, right? But basically, that's what it's all about, basically. At this point, in my Goro video even, my Itto was doing all the damage anyways, because realistically, these other characters are really just to buff or support Itto. I didn't even need my Raiden Shogun. I don't know why I left her in the team, I guess, but anyway. Okay, let's do this. Oh, but in my Goro video, I didn't specifically like use all of his attacks, obviously, because it was meant to be showcasing Goro, so I was just putting Goro on the field more. So it's pretty solid, right? He's a very solid character. As you can see, he's not super slow, but he's not super fast. He is definitely, like, my opinion, he's kind of like, he's definitely up there. He's above average as a Claymore DPS, and he's above average overall as a damage dealer. But I just feel like there are other characters with better elements. This is the thing with Goro and with him, because they're GEO, that does kind of make it sucky. Even though that MiHoYo has buffed it and balanced it out, but still, because GEO itself doesn't do much reactions, that's the only other issue here. That's the reason why I wouldn't invest too heavily on them if I have these characters. Would I recommend, sorry, I keep pressing the button. Would I recommend pulling on him if he ever comes back on a rerun? No. I'll be honest with you. If you have other characters, then just stick with your other characters. Would I say that you have to pull on him before his banner leaves? I would also say no. He's not a must pull. That's my final opinion, but I think he's a solid character overall though. Let me know what you guys think, or did you guys enjoy him or Goro? Let me know. Stay tuned if you're interested. I have done other review videos for other characters, so do check those out. I've also done my 2.5 version 2.5 predictions videos as well, so do check those out as well. After this one, I will be doing another review video for Barbara, because she's on this banner as well. It will just be like a very simple one, because I actually don't use her that much, I'll be very honest with you, but if you guys are interested, that is going to be posted as